Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Nick Griffin, Phandroid, and as you can see, my desk is cluttered with new devices that we're working on camera comparisons and reviews. But today, we're going to be jumping into a brand new device, the Pixel 4a that was just unveiled by Google. This phone is going to be coming to market later in August, but we're going to do an unboxing to show you what's inside and what to expect from this device, the cheaper version of Google's Pixel 4 that launched last year. This phone should have the same camera and should offer pretty much the same camera capabilities as Google's flagship device, but at a much cheaper price point, $350. So with that, let's open up this box and see what's inside. And here we have it, the Pixel 4a and a handful of its competitors in the mid-range segment. We have the LG Velvet, the OnePlus Nord, and the Oppo Reno 4 Pro. And all of these devices are really prominent mid-range smartphones that we've seen this year. But the Pixel 4a comes in at a much lower price point than all of these, starting at $350. As far as the specifications for this device goes, you're looking at a Snapdragon 730G with 6 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage, and then a 5.8-inch display, and unfortunately only comes in one color, just black, as opposed to the two different colors we had last year on the Pixel 3a with white and black. But with that, let's jump in on the box. Just Team Pixel right there, the hashtag. 2 easy pull tabs rather than sticky tape that you can hardly ever get off. Props to Google for that. But let's take off the lid. And there we have it, the Pixel 4a. And just as a quick refresher for the design, on the left here is the Pixel 4. This one here, the Pixel 4a, only has one camera on the back as opposed to the two on the Pixel 4. But they kept the same square camera module there just to keep it uniform with the design language on the Pixel devices. And you do have a rear fingerprint sensor just like last year's Pixel 3a and the Pixel 3 before that. And then an accented color power button on the side, and the finish looks really similar to that of the Pixel 4 with this powder coat. It's not really soft touch, but it is a polycarbonate finish, but the back glass on the Pixel 4 was a glass finish. And then turning around to the front, we have this 5.8-inch display. It is a full HD plus panel, and as you can see, a hole punch cutout for the front-facing camera there, and it only has a 60 Hertz refresh rate as opposed to the 90 Hertz refresh rate that we saw on the Pixel 4. Stereo speakers for audio, speakers at the bottom, and it should come through at the top as well. USB-C port for charging, and then also a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack at the top of the phone. You no longer get the squeeze functionality that you got on the Pixel 4 to pull up the Google Assistant, but honestly, not that many people are going to be missing that. Okay, so we skipped through the setup process because there really isn't anything different than what we saw on the Pixel 4. The only difference is that the fingerprint sensor is the only biometric security system on this device. You don't have the face unlock as you got on last year's model. But let's set this aside really quick and see what else is inside the box here. This here right on top is just the usual SIM ejection tool, instruction manual, and warranty information. Tells you how to transfer your data from another device with the included cable. USB-C to USB-C cable for charging and data connections. The connector there that will allow you to connect your phone to another device to transfer your data, contacts, text messages, things like that. And then a fast charger, which I really don't know why they're calling 18 watts fast charging these days when a lot of other devices that say they have fast charging are doing it at 25 to 30 watts. But that's there, a 18 watt charger. And that's basically it for what's inside the box of the Pixel 4a. Unfortunately, this phone does not have wireless charging, even though it's got a polycarbonate finish. It wouldn't have been too hard to put that in there. But it does have a 3,140 milliamp hour battery on the inside. And though that may seem a little bit small, early reviews claim that it's more than adequate in order to keep this device running for a full day with about 5 hours of screen on time. So that's not too bad. But of course, the main highlight here is going to be the camera. On the back of the phone, you get a 12.2 megapixel camera. That is essentially the same one Google used on the Pixel 4. So you have the same camera capabilities here, able to record 4K video at 30 frames per second. And then the front-facing camera right up here that's peeking through. And of course, there's no 4K video from the front-facing camera. You're limited to 1080p at 30 FPS, which honestly may sound like a downgrade when the OnePlus Nord here can record 4K at 60 frames per second. But once you look at the camera quality, the video quality that you get out of these front-facing cameras right up here, it's clear that it's really not ready to record that video quality. Even though the resolution's there, the image quality that you get out of it isn't that great. Now, there are a couple things to note with the Pixel 4a. The first being that this device was supposed to launch back in the spring at the Google I/O conference, but due to the pandemic, Google canceled the conference and pushed back the launch of the phone as well, probably due to supply chain issues in getting this device actually built and shipped over to the US. Secondly, the launch of the Pixel 5 is only about 2.5 months away. It's expected to come sometime in the middle of October, alongside a 5G variant of the Pixel 4a as well that will likely have a slightly different chipset, since the Snapdragon 730G inside this phone doesn't support 5G. And then there's the price. This one's a positive thing. $350 for the 4a, €400 for the OnePlus Nord. As far as the specifications go, the Nord does have the upper hand, but if all you're looking for is a great camera and a cheap budget device, the Pixel 4a has definitely got the Nord beat in that department. So that's going to do it for this quick unboxing of the Pixel 4a. We're going to be doing a full review, camera test against the Nord, the Oppo Reno 3 Pro, the LG Velvet, and quite a few other flagship devices, since I'm sure the camera on this phone is extremely good when compared to the competition. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe as well. Thanks again, and I'll catch you in the next one.